Shalom, Michael. First and foremost, we're going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Barakatadash. Of honors to the elders and apostles to bring millstone and teach world peace and blessings to the ultimate faithful elect. Also, fulfillment, living and preaching the truth to the best of their ability and succeed. Shalom. Right, we got another installment of Monday Madness, as you see from the title. Black horse, Draweth, Nigh, man. You seeing all these things in the news about inflation, this, about famine, this. It's common now, man. You just had an article come up recently, I'm going to say earlier today, earlier this morning. Right, they got 13 days left until full out hyperinflation. It's coming from your government. Right? It's coming from the U.S. government. They outright telling you 13 days, basically next month, you expect to see that $6 gas. They told you about that shit about a month ago. I expect to see them, the fucking meat shortages and shit start to come into play. But that's how you feed your livestock, right? But the scriptures talk about that, right?
Right. Revelation 6:5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
Right? Who's that third beast? That's that third archangel. That's one archangel over these plagues. Right? He had a pair of balances in his hand. Right? What does that represent? The hyperinflation. Right? In ancient times, the balances you use for trade, for measurement, for this, you put it on that side and got it on this side. Right? We'll trade like that.
Also, so that they manipulate all of these prophecies that's happening on the earth right now. It's being manipulated by the Allahim, man. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Right. We always go into what that penny represent, that denarius, right? A measure, basically a day's wages, a 10 asses, right? This for a penny. Basically, your shit's gonna be 10 times higher than what it usually was. Man, that's what hyperinflation is.
Right. It says, and see, it's that same loud voice, right? And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Right. So just like he's orchestrating those, Yahushua ordering them angels to not hurt them and send them plagues, that's the same way. Right. On one side of the spectrum, we tell you go out and kill them. Ezekiel 9th chapter. On the other side of the spectrum, we tell them don't harm any of those with that mark in their forehead.
Second Ezra
6 and 22.
Right, Second Ezra 6 verse 22. And it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
I'll give you some life as you know about the change over. It's gonna be overnight, bro. And they even just putting dates on it. You saw just putting it in your face right now. I expect to see this $8 gas by this time. Expect to not have food in the grocery stores. That's what we've been talking about. Like they just telling you from the left-hand side, we telling you from the right-hand side. We giving you the biblical, prophetical perspective on it, man.
Right. It says what's it says? Yeah. Okay. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right, in a span of 13 days, let's just say that the storehouse is gonna be found empty. You're gonna walk into your Walmart, you can't get your $5 drumsticks no more, you can't get your beef patties, your hot dogs. It's gonna be that quick. Right, but we told you here first, man. Right, can you read?
Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Right, ultimately, spiritually speaking, that trumpet was us. Right, we know it's gonna lead up to the missiles hitting, man. Right now, that trumpet is us. We gave you the sound. Now you're gonna be afraid. Damn, what those guys were talking about, they were right the whole time. Right, that's the mindset a lot of people in right now, man. Right, for those of you that have been paying attention. Right, got it.
It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Right, what else can make people do that other than that food shortage, man? Which on a whole nother level, we're going into that juice and shit. You know they're gonna turn that G up on you and really make you act the fool, man. Right, that's gonna be a proponent behind why you wilding out how you are. Like what else gonna make some people that unreasonable to when food shortages and shit happen, you just gonna try to start eating each other and killing each other.
Right.
It's gonna be that G, right?
It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Right. What's the springs of those fountains? The fountains of living water, the truth. Right, it's gonna be hard to find this information. We're gonna be trying to explain this to you why all our Jacob trouble happened, man. Niggas getting stabbed in the Walmart, shot, All right, martial law gonna be going out. But you think we're gonna be standing here trying to explain to you what we've been telling you? All right, what the apostles been telling you for damn near 40 years now.
Right, bro. And it says, verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my and see my salvation and the end of your world.
You're gonna see the inside of Esau's rulership, the world ruled by a so-called white man. We actually gonna get to see this. All right, if we are the elect, all you gotta do is keep the word of the Lord's patience, right? All right, just keep doing what you've been doing. All right, keep prophesying, keep bringing this information out, keep bringing the news articles out, throwing Israel on game as to what's gonna happen next, and you're gonna be straight. All right, that's what Scripture say. It ain't a grievous yoke. It's a light affliction.
Right, right. Because the end of this world is the end of our slavery, the end of our captivity, man. All right, the end of our suffering, the end of these curses. This world is sustaining off of our pain, man, off of our blood, sweat, and fucking tears. All right. So the more we suffer, the more this world lives. Right. So we're ready for this place to suffer so we can live. Okay. We want this world to suffer. We wanna survive off of the blood, sweat, and tears of this wicked ass people, man. All right, mainly these so-called white people. Okay. But anyway, it says 25. Yeah, right here. 26. 26. It says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning.
Right? So they're gonna be literally, you haven't tasted death from your birth. They're gonna be those that get beamed up without actually dying, and that's spiritually speaking as well. Or you've been in your right mind since your birth, and you came back in your incarnation just to be of the elect. Okay, your heart gonna change to that different meaning. That's what we're fighting for. That's that new world right there, man. Right? It's 1 Corinthians 7. Let's start at verse 29. It says, but this I say, brethren, time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be though they had none. All right, spiritually speaking, what are we telling you not to be married to? Like we always be going into. We ain't just talking about literal bitch. Don't be married to this society. All right, be as though you have no wife. All right, the only obligation you need to have is to your husband. All right, to your house child. All right, it says, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. All right, same thing I tell you in Matthew 24. All right, just be ready to leave everything behind, because none of this is anything you can keep. Right, the Lord always puts you in a situation to where you gotta go without. That's so you can be prepared to go without regularly, man. Right, so when Jacob trouble come in, you ain't got to trip about losing your vehicle. You didn't went without a vehicle before. Right, you didn't went without being in this certain living situation before. You can handle that, man. Right, and that's how the Lord looking at it. And it says that they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. Right, and only the elect use this world and don't abuse it. 2/3 of people abuse the world, man. Like they take niggardry, they take that little grain of salt you start giving me and just run with it. Right, they can go full off into niggardry because they see that it benefits them. It benefits you to be wicked. In this society, it benefits you directly. It's directly up and up for being wicked and down and down for being righteous. Are you being righteous? You're gonna take L's. You're gonna take loss after loss, financial loss, loss with a woman, this type of loss, just for being righteous. Right, but that's how the Lord set it up. Last verse, right? It's verse 32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, that he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Right. And then, like the brother said, that's not just talking about just a woman situation, man. You can be married to the things of this world. And marriage is basically means to become one. If you're in one with the so-called white man, you're married to the so-called white man. If you're in one with money, you're married to money. You know, if you're in love with these streets, you're married. Like niggas say, I'm married to these streets all the time. Niggas say that all the time, man. I'm married to these streets, man. Yeah, man. So anyway, it says this Jeremiah 4:16. It says, make ye mention to the nations, behold, publish against Jerusalem, that watchers come from a far country and give out their voice against the cities of Judah. as keepers of a field, are they against her round about? Because she have been rebellious against me, saith Yahweh. You know? I'm just saying, and it goes into why all of these things is coming against you, man, including the rest of these prophecies. We're talking about the famine. We're talking about the in this case the black horse, right? Which is gonna have hyperinflation. People are not gonna be able to go into these stores and buy groceries. You're not gonna be able to get gas because she's gonna be too high. Truckers are not gonna be able to even bring gas and diesel to these fucking gas stations. They're not gonna be able to deliver food to these grocery stores, to these Walmarts. All of the different things that you people love to lavish yourself and surround yourself in these societies, man. They got to be brought through some type of train, from some type of train to some type of ship, some type of 18-wheeler, man. And what do all these things have in common? They take what? Petrol, fuel, all right? They all take fuel. So it says, as keepers of a field are they against her round about, because ye have been rebellious against me, said Yahweh. Thy way and thy doings have procured these things into thee, right?
Wicked. Being wicked is why all these plagues coming against you right now. That's why like Esau coming against you right now. Like, you want to keep it simple.
That's right. So it says, this is thy wickedness, because it is bitter, because it reacheth into thine heart. My bowels, I am pain at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war, right? Destruction upon destruction is cried. It's like it. Because when you look at our people, we are destroyed, right? And when you go into these upcoming prophecies, man, more destruction is to come. So it says, for the whole land is spoiled. Suddenly are my tents spoiled, and my curtains in a moment.
Suddenly, some sown places appearing unsown. These plagues gonna come out of nowhere. It's gonna blindside you, man.
And it's getting into you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? Yeah. It says, how long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
To do good, Jake ain't even concerned about doing good. Jake know what good is. We put it right on the table for them, man. And they choose to do evil. Like, they choose to serve Esau. They choose to take the juice. You can give Jake all the list of repercussions and consequences just because Esau said he's gonna take his word, man. Like, they idolize the so-called white man. So what can you do for him? You gotta let him die.
One more. All right, this same chapter, Jeremiah 4, and I'm gonna skip down to 25. It says, and I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of heaven are fled. I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of Yahweh, and by his fierce anger.
We're gonna start with America first, right? It's gonna go global. Really, ultimately, it's talking globally, man. Right? All these places, society as you know, is about to fall apart completely. Right? Because Esau's about to try and come in with his new world order. Right? But he's aiming for Jake. Right? You gotta get you out the way first. Right? But boy coming with his new world order. So you gotta get Esau out the way.
So he that little bit.
So Jeremiah 51, and I started verse 4. It says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, right? With the modern day land of Chaldeans, talking about America. Right? It says, they that are thrust through in her streets. Are you gonna be thrust through by the martial law troops? You're gonna be thrust through by these plagues. Are you gonna be thrust through by each other? You're gonna have race wars going on, civil wars going on, all that shit happening, man. Right? Then eventually you're gonna get thrust through the missiles. Okay, and it says, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, like the north, northern or the southern kingdom. It says, of the Lord of hosts, who their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Right? We are people before we are placed. Jake sinning in America right now. He ain't got to be an actual Israel to be being wicked. Right, Jake being wicked all over the earth just by not knowing who you are. You being wicked, man. Thinking you a heathen is wicked. Okay, and it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity." So don't be married to this society. Just come out of it, man. I say to get that bill of divorce to this society. It says, "For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Right? That's when you're seeing some of the elect rising up. Right? But the other line of people just going deeper off into the deep end, man. Right? Jake going further left, and you got a certain group of men going further right. Right? And it's being made obvious the distinction between the two. One going to die and one ain't. Okay? Right? It says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." But America ain't that place that it used to be. This ain't the land of opportunity anymore. Right? You come here, you need to be expecting inflation, high gas prices, right? High gas prices, high food prices. You can't get shit, can't go nowhere, can't do much. Right? They're gonna lock you in your house soon as some pestilence come out of nowhere, man. Right? People ain't shit, just morally speaking. They ain't got these niggas every. This place just terrible, man. Okay,
Right,
that's pretty much it.
All right, back you up, man. Like you said, going into how they married into this place, man, and stuff like that. It's Isaiah 16:13. It says, "Oh Yahweh, our power, other lords besides thee have had dominion over us."
Right, who's that Lord that got dominion over you right now? Esau either. Right, we just how to look to you. Right. Yeah.
Right, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
But that's the elect speaking right there. We only gonna make mention of the Lord. That's the power that we serve. Right, we know who we serve, but Jake don't know who he serves, man. Right, at least he don't want to be honest with himself about it, man. Yeah, Jake, you and they don't want to believe that they're slaves to the so-called white man, but you work in his system, you follow all his rules. Right, anything he say is law. You willing to come up against us?
Man, Jesus white, man.
Jesus white.
Yeah. Verse 14, it says, "They are dead, they shall not live. They are deceased, they shall not rise. Therefore thou hast visited and destroyed them, and made all their memory to perish." Man, that shit is
it's like he's gonna do to your rules, shit he's gonna do to you. Right? Because you want to follow after this power that he didn't put in front of you, which is a stumbling block in itself.
They want to join themselves to these powers.
Trap, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the scripture says the world shall be he shall deceive thee by his miracles, man. You know, but the elect shall not be deceived. It says the Lord shall shorten the days, if it were possible, he shall see the elect. The Lord is going to shorten the days, baby. You're not going to deceive the elect. Esau, you can forget it. All right. So it says, verse 15, it says, "Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahweh. Thou hast increased the nation." And when you look at so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans from a sense of this truth, man, this knowledge is going all around the globe, man. You got camps sprouting up everywhere. You look everywhere in the world. You know, no matter which tribe on the sign, they waking up, man. They coming back to their nationality. You see what I'm saying? The world is starting to get hipped on to the so-called UFOs, getting hipped on to the so-called white man being the devil. So wisdom and knowledge is going rampant throughout the earth, man. And along with that is going to come the fact that Yahweh Bashim Rashad chose the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as his people, who you all know as the 12 tribes of Israel, man. That's going to be a commonly known thing. It's going to be a commonly accepted thing on the earth, man. But it is our job to go out there and continue to push this. So when the Lord makes it a standard, everybody going to look at the men that was out already pushing it. They're like, man, he had to be dealing with those guys, man. You see, because when we was laughing at them, when we was scoffing at them, them dudes stood firm. You know what I'm saying? All right. So it says, verse 14, it says, "They are dead, they shall not live." All right. Esau's system is going down. You 2/3 are going down. You other heathen, all right, that's licking our swords, you're going down according to the Bible. All right. It says they are dead, they shall not live. Right? Until the when you go to Revelations, the what is that? Yeah, to the 1,000 years. Yeah. You gotta get it. But it says they are deceased, they shall not rise. Therefore thou hast visited and destroyed them, and made all their memory to perish. You know? So it says, thou hast increased the nation, which I just broke down, O Yahweh. Thou hast increased the nation, he said it twice. Thou art glorified. Thou hast removed it far unto the ends of the earth. Right? It says Yahweh. Because when you look at all the different parts of the earth, that's what I said earlier. You got camps all over the place, man. Why? Because we just got it all over the place. So therefore, we got to use the ring and the thumb in order to push the wood all over the place. That's why you got camps sprouting up all over the place, right? To the ends of the earth. All right. So it says Yahweh, in trouble, they have visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them. And like we said earlier, the Lord is putting his chastising on us. His chastening is upon his hopeful elect. But what are we doing? Are we going off? Are we in a position where the Lord, like, why should I stricken these niggas even more? But they just rebelling more and more and more against me? Or are we repent, right? Are we sighing and crying for the Lord? We sighing and crying because we know we fucked up, right? So it says, in trouble thou hast visited me. Thou poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them. Like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery, is the last one, is in pain and crieth out in her pains, so have we been in thy sight, O Yahweh. Okay.
Ready for that baby to be birthed.
Ready for deliverance, man.
Ready for deliverance, right? Waiting for everything to just pop off, right? And these plagues are the major sign that we almost out of here. Like I said in Matthew 24, that we at the doors right now, right? That some of it's Nigh, the fig tree blossoming, like the elder broke down, seeing all these camps springing up. Now we know we at the end. Right? Seeing these 13 days until hyperinflation come in. Now we know we at the end. Now we know the Lord is right around the corner. Right?
All right, bro. One more after that.
Okay. It's Psalms 19:1. Right? It says to the chief musician, the Psalm of David, the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Right? Who are the heavens? Of course, the Elohim in the literal heavens, and you got the angels upon the earth. Okay. And it says in the firmament sheweth his handiwork, right? All the constellations and this and that. Okay. It says day unto day utter speech, and night unto night shew of knowledge, because these videos are able to be seen by anybody. Right? Any information you need to know about the events that are happening in the future, you got a GMS member posting a video about it right now. 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. Right? I am matter. Right? It says there's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. Right? It's talking about the Lord, man. We set a tabernacle for the Lord. Right? Through showing you that famine about to come in, this about to come in. We persuaded men, right? You say, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, persuaded men to get your mind right, man. Right? That's how the elect, that's how you get sealed, getting your mind right. You need to be afraid. Right? We gotta tell you about the famine, people dying, your family dying, you possibly dying, else you ain't gonna believe it. Right?
All right. Psalms 33, and I'm gonna start at 6. It says, by the word of Yahweh were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as an heap. He layeth up the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him, man. And it goes back to who? To the hopeful elect. The scripture says, what? The beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and understanding, right? I said a little bit more. So we in a position to where we're out pushing to the hopeful elect that Yahweh has this entire thing in his hands. So therefore, no matter what type of decrees or mandates or whatever type of tricks that so-called white men try to come up with his up under his sleeve, with, we shouldn't be fearing it, man. We shouldn't be making no moves of panic in no type of form or fashion, because according to prophecy, the so-called white man can only do what he's prophesied to do, man. I mean, that's as plain as you can get with it, man. Period. You got to understand that this entire thing is manipulated and controlled by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, first and foremost, man. Okay? Verse 9, it says, for he spake and it was done. He commanded and it stood fast. Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. What is the heathen trying to do? Bring about a what? A new world order. But the Lord about to bring that shit to naught. To who? To what we're gonna be. It's gonna be the Israelite world order, man. You know, motherfucking Edomite world order.
Yeah, that shit going on.
And he say he maketh the devices of the people to none. So like he maketh the devices of the people of none effect. What's the main advice? He's putting out this fucking poison and that fucking charagma, man. And not just that, that's literal poison, but he's poisoning your fucking minds, man. Okay?
Well, you took the juice because he already had your mind, man. He convinced you that you need to take the juice.
Right, brother. And it says, the counsel of Yahweh standeth forever. The thoughts of his heart, so like it, the thoughts of his heart to all generations, man. All right? That's it.
Right, so this counsel going to continue to stand. We're going to continue doing what we're going to do until the Lord come back and get us, man. Then it's really going to be permanent. Permanent. Right, so with that, that final lesson, we're going to give infinite honor and praises to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Yahweh Kakadash.
Have honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, rule and teach well, peace and blessings to both of the faithful elect, across four corners, living and preaching the truth, and best of building sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bottom of all. Shalom.